be able to tell, my dorm room is pretty empty. That is because tonight is most likely the last night I stay in a dorm during college. It's a weird feeling. I'm not terribly sad. I'm mostly just ready for a new chapter, ready for a new adventure. At the beginning of my stay in this dorm room, it was a time of exploring and discovering. And the second half of my time in this dorm room was a time of reflection and growth in myself. Dorm life is something that I'm happy I got to experience. I don't socialize a lot, so dorm life can be sometimes lonely for a person like me, but that doesn't mean it's bad. It just means I get time to think and I get time to reflect and kind of sit in silence, which can be a really good thing. But most of the time, I stayed up really late in my dorm room. Like right now, it's 11:30, so 11:21. But so I didn't. Dorm rooms didn't make me like more productive, but sometimes it was a good escape. It was a good place where I could go and just be alone and not have to talk to people or not have to explain anything. And although I'm probably not going to miss lugging my things into my dorm room and then back out to my car at the end of the week or at the end of the 2 days, so, I'm gonna save myself a lot of manual labor, which is kind of nice. But it did teach me how to try to take things in one trip wonder, I have definitely learned that skill. It's taught me, honestly, what's valuable to me. Because every time I pack up my stuff, I find myself packing the things that I find valuable and that I use every day. And honestly, it's not that much. Like, for 2 days, I have my backpack with my school books, my laptop, my bag with all my Bible study books, and then clothes and makeup and skincare. I really learned that I don't really need that much to sustain myself. I think sometimes I can be so absorbed in having things, and don't get me wrong, I still love shopping online and stuff, but when you live at home and on campus, you learn what's actually important and you get back to the basics. Dorm life is definitely eye-opening. There's a lot of emotions that are felt while you're in a dorm room, and just so many emotions. And there's a lot of things that you'll process through, and you're trying to figure out who you are while taking these classes that are making you think about life and world issues. And dorm rooms really are and can be a place of reflection where you think about what you believe and who you are as a person and how that shapes you. It can also be a place of community if you have friends and you're all in the dorm room together and you're just hanging out or having a good time. Dorm rooms can be a really fun place. And they can be a really hard place. My freshman year, I was in the freshman dorms, and I had 2 weeks without a roommate, and that really was hard for me. I know it might seem silly now, like 2 weeks, what? But I had just gotten back on campus after my dad recovered from COVID, and I was let back on campus, and I knew no one. This was my first experience in a dorm room, and I had to do it alone without having any friends. And it was so hard being alone. And it showed me how much people need people. But it also showed me that life changes so much in such a short amount of time. Because even while retelling this story, I was alone for 2 weeks. That's not even a month. 2 weeks? Whatever. But in the moment, it felt horrible. And now I can think about how many changes, how many lessons, how many experiences I have had in a dorm room, and it's only been 3 years. It's crazy to think, but it's amazing, because now I can try to remember that nothing in life is permanent except God. Nothing is permanent. But it also, you have to keep in mind that you gotta live in every moment. If nothing's permanent, you gotta make sure you're taking in the now. And that's something I struggle with so much. So much I want to get to the next thing. So much I'm thinking about my career, or what I want to do with my life, or how I want to live my life, or my goals for the end of the year, and why I'm doing what I'm doing. And sometimes, all the time, it's good to stop and take in what's happening now. Little me would have been so excited that I was staying in a big adult dorm with all these college kids. Like, I remember we had a family reunion, my family at a college, and we stayed in dorm rooms, and I was like, this is so cool. And now I actually live in one. But it's my last night. So that not only means I lived that dream, but now I'm moving on to something new. Through every lonely night, through every hard experience or difficult roommate, he has been there, holding my hand, guiding me through, and leading me to my last night. Jesus loves you, and he loves me very much. Life is too short and too fluctuant to not live moment by moment. And I'm preaching to myself. Thank you for listening. I love you. Bye.